inverted, narcissistic, and most importantly, completely pointless. Come waste an hour of your week with The Starting Block, Friday nights Australian time at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. Get in touch with us on Twitter at The Starting Block, no K at the end. Also, subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts or iTunes by searching for The Starting Block, all one word, or on Podbean at startingblock.podbean.com. Join the blockheads, tuning in their millions, right around the world.
You're listening to The Starting Block on TAVshow.com.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
Hey, welcome to The Starting Block for another week. Big show as always. We got story times, we got more Adele, we got Milo rankings, we got Jim Enward story of the week. All that and much, much more here on the block. Greeno here from The Starting Block. On behalf of the block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok, and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's loss is TAVshow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to Starting Block for another week. You've got myself, Greeno, and I'm joined by a man who's mere hours away from being the birthday boy Okay, Captain Damo, how are we, sir?
Fucking asshole.
Who's the birthday boy?
Shut up.
You dick!
The birthday boy.
Greeno, blockheads, millions around the world. You're such a cunt sometimes, you know that? Such a sly, smug little cunt.
Nothing topical to talk about this week, so I had to pull something out of my ass for the back announcement.
Very good job. I was expecting Ashes stuff. So I'm sitting here thinking about what are we going to talk about, read the Ashes, because I just assumed that you'd lead with the Ashes. So I was ready to talk about the Ashes, but you didn't, did you? You didn't lead with it, no. You led with something else instead. How you going anyway? How is everyone?
Yeah, good. Well, getting close to Christmas. Did my final bit, or almost final bit of Christmas shopping today.
Oh, okay.
Now, basically, I knocked off most of the stuff early, as I like to do, because I don't like, my thing about crowds, don't like it.
Don't like crowds. Is this a little bit of...
I like stories about pinatas.
Unintentionally, I've just jumped right into a story time.
Beautiful.
Realised I hadn't picked up the nieces and nephews stuff yet.
How many extensions of the family do you have to cover? Because I'm going to be honest with you, hand on heart, I haven't bought Christmas presents for 15 years.
There you go.
So
see,
because I'm lucky enough to be with someone who not only prefers, because they get better presents than I do, but so they prefer to do it, but they relish it. They love doing it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm happy to outsource all of that activity to you. Nice. I have been known at a birthday party or something for one of the nieces and nephews go, when they come up and say, thanks for the present, uncle. And I'm like, yeah, what did we get you?
Yeah.
What did we get you again? Because, anything I choose, I'll give the kid a packet of cigarettes or something, Greeno.
Whatever.
A
6-pack.
How old are you? 12? Yeah.
34 milligram, they're fine. Yeah. It's all good.
Go in the back there. I think I've got some bourbon shooters or something in the back of the fridge. You can invite your friends around. Who gives a fuck? We'll order a pizza, I'm that kind of an uncle.
Yeah.
The cool loser type. Anyway, back to your story.
I like stories about pinatas.
So you're purchasing for the nieces and nephews. So how many layers of the extended family do you cover? What's the etiquette there?
Well, here's the rule, right? So as soon as there's nieces and nephews, what that means is no more presents for brothers and sisters.
Oh, okay. Right. So you
you
start trimming family away.
Yeah, if I have to buy for your kid, you no longer get a present. That's the rule, right?
Okay, I kind of like that rule.
Yeah, it seems fair.
Because otherwise it's out of control, isn't it?
Yeah, otherwise you're buying presents for the parents. It's just too many. There's too many presents that way.
Yeah.
So it's straight for the nieces and nephews. Now, my other rule is unless you're related by blood, I'm not the one doing the purchasing, right? So I've got some lovely nieces on the wife's side.
Yeah.
However, not my responsibility to purchase.
So you organize it in your household. You organize it according to who did you bring to the marriage in the first place. So
the bloodline, exactly.
All those people over there that you brought into my world, that you take care of them, and I'll take care of my people, and we'll meet in the middle.
In the middle, everyone's a winner.
Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary!
All about equality here, mate.
Yeah.
So I had to go nip that in the bud today. So ducked out during my lunch break. Thankfully, once again, agreement with my sis is the kids have already got too much crap, right? There's too many toys. They've already got too much garbage. Don't need any more.
Those big plastic toys that little cars and stuff. Everyone's got every house I've gone to that has little kids, Greeno, has one of these big plastic cars that the kid is supposed to sit in and push along with their feet. And yet throughout my whole life, I've never seen a kid actually fucking use one.
No, they just take up a shit ton of space.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. And if you got more than one kid, you got to have them all. You got one for
each. Yeah, exactly.
So
So came to an agreement. Going, I don't want to fill up my house with more crap. I don't want to fill up your house with more crap. Let's agree, no more crap.
Okay.
So we culled the crap. We said,
really limits your options in the child buying sphere, though.
No, it's all good. So what we said is if we're gonna give them crap, let's give them crap that's gonna poison their body. So shit ton of chocolate and lollies is now the go-to.
Fantastic.
So we go Burko, we buy a whole bunch, fill up a whole box of Christmas lollies and shit like that, and that's the kids' present. Everyone's a winner.
It's not without a scientific basis though, Greeno, because you give the kid the sugar and then they'll burn the sugar playing with the crap. And then you can just throw the crap out when they crash out later and have a cardiac arrest.
Exactly. Everyone's a winner. Yep. So I had to knock that off. However, beforehand, flat out a petty, right?
Yes.
So I thought, look, better fill up the tank before continuing on with the shopping. And it got me to this very, very happy situation as I'm filling up my tank. Now, you know my personal philosophy when it comes to checking in to places, right?
Yeah, you're shy on the side of anonymity.
Yeah, exactly. I try not to do it. If I have to do it, I put in the name Dick Brain, and if otherwise, I just don't do it and say I did.
All right.
Like let's just say we did, even though we didn't.
Yeah.
Now, so I was at the petty station today.
Do you find that the places that you go to, like, they also have an understanding? Like, this could be a wild conspiracy theory or not, but it's almost like the places you go to, if you're a regular or whatever, they almost have an understanding. You have an understanding. It's like, hey, you don't tell nobody. I don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
You know, and just filling up the car with petrol. See you later, man. Like, exactly. I'm out of here.
Just nod the wink. We move on.
Yeah.
So fill up the tank. Got 100 in the tank, and as I'm looking at it, I'm like, hang on a sec. I'm in a position of power here.
Okay.
Because if they demand me to check in before I can enter the service station, I'm like, I've already got their petrol. So this is the opposite situation where they're like, well, you can't come in and purchase our items if you don't sign in. Well, I'm like, well, okay, I need to buy this, and this. I already have the product.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why are they making it? Why does everyone want to make it so hard to give them money? Like,
it's a very difficult situation. But my theory is, I'm like, well, if they try and force me to do it, I'm like, well, I just won't come into the store. So you now have to come out.
You have to come out
my payment
and get the money.
Yeah.
Now, it's even better. Like, let's say you've got cash, because you want to have, if you put 100 in, I want you to have like a 50 and 3 20s, Greeno, because I want him to come out into the out to the pump, collect the cash, go in, and then bring back the change, Greeno.
No, opposite. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go card, because I know the card thing isn't going to make it all the way out.
So he's gonna walk, and he's gonna be coaxing you closer to the door. Sir, this thing only has like a Wi-Fi range of 10 meters. Like, it's not very. Can you please just come over to you? Like, no, actually, no. According to COVID safety guidelines,
COVID safe. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can scan for 1.5 meters. It's too far. I have to lean out. That was my story time from today.
That's a nice little story.
I like stories about pinatas.
I saw this though, Damo, just before we came on air. Did a quick scroll.
A little bit of pre-show.
Bit of pre-show. Omicron. It's going Burko.
It's going off its tits out there, Greeno.
It's good times. Party time for Omicron, because a couple of local sites, new exposure venues I saw in the New South Wales Health press release. Parramatta Albion Hotel. Check out the hours. I like looking at the hours, and I like looking at the venues on these health lords, Damo. Because it tells a story.
It's on that little corner there, Greeno.
Exactly.
Near the river.
Now, this is a Sunday session.
Yeah.
Okay? This is a Sunday session at the Albion Hotel. 4:30 p.m. to close of business is the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, that guy's had a good time.
That's a good time.
That's happy days.
That's a fantastic time. So what is close of business? Because we used to hit the pub a few times on a Sunday. It was always pretty quiet and chill in there. I've got a feeling like pubs around here Sunday night, they might shut at like 10 p.m. I reckon.
10 to 12 perhaps. It says open late on the I googled it.
Because if
what the Albion Hotel was.
Because if it's 4 or 5 people, even if it's 4 or 5 people, they'll probably just stay open later, because it's like, do you want another one, mate? Like, and then just clean up around you. It's no harm in, like, that can be the last thing they take care of where you were sitting. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So, and they probably know them too. Like, if it's 4 or 5 people on a Sunday night, you got to think, where else would these people be? So they're probably in there every Sunday night as well.
And Wednesday, and probably Thursday as well.
Tuesday.
Just had a quick Google Maps. The big sign at the front of the Albion Hotel: beer garden, delish food, and late night fun.
Late night fun.
Gary!
Late night fun.
Well,
now that's not the only late night fun. That was the Sunday session. Saturday was off its tits too, because the Albo, 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. casual contact. I look at there. So a couple of double ups.
Starting early too. I like that. A pre-lunch drink, Greeno.
Yeah.
Start the day off well.
11 p.m., not 11 a.m.
Oh, 11 p.m. was it? Oh, what a pussy. Yeah.
So that's a late arrival, that one. I'm
surprised you could get in that late, Greeno. They'd normally stop you at the door. Sorry, mate, too late. Can't let anyone in after 10 p.m. You bring some girls with you next time, maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
Spot on. And then the Cold nightclub over there at Potts Point, one of your favourite joints. I know you're a big nightclub fan. It's 9:45 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Never heard of it.
So there's a lot of late night Omicron shenanigans. It seems like it's late night Omicron.
Yeah.
It does its best work at night.
Omicron doesn't want to be seen. Omicron's a party animal.
It's a party. It's kind of a party variant. I like it.
Yeah, it's about getting out there, mixing with other young people, as long as you're all wearing masks and double vaccinated. Right?
Nice,
They're legit the only 3 exposure sites, or the only 2 exposure sites. A hotel and a club. That's it. Thanks for coming.
But that's all it'll take for some fucking idiots out there, Greeno, to go start flying right off the edge. And and you watch, a week from now, they'll be going, you know what? We just need to lock everyone up again.
Christmas lockdown.
Yeah, Merry Christmas lockdown, everybody. We'll be doing candles by fucking candlelight via Skype, Greeno.
That's how we'll do it. I like it.
Imagine
Ray Martin
on fucking Zoom isn't a pretty sight because everyone's got these HD cameras now. So you can really, zoom in past the fuzz.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, you got to be careful of that shit. Oh, isn't it going to be fun? Omicron's bad, Greeno, and we believe in community safety here on the show. So that's why we want to have, carols by candlelight over Zoom. That's why we've got to lock everybody down again. Did you see the story earlier? It was, an apartment building in Bondi. I think it was yesterday, right? An apartment building in Bondi has been locked down according to, for security concerns. And the picture was, the cops out the front of the building in Bondi. And I was like, oh, are we doing this again now? So I thought we were going the other way.
Repeat. Yeah.
So what's with that though? Like all of a sudden, we're locking people up in their buildings again. But I guess, Greeno, we've got to stay positive here. We're all in this together. And it's just 2 more weeks, Greeno.
Nice, Gary.
Just 2 more weeks, guys.
You'll be right. One more lockdown to go.
One more lockdown.
Speaking of corona lunacy, I don't know if you saw this today. Andre Russell, who's come over for the Big Bash.
West Indian cricketer. He's a bit of a machine too. He's a bit of a gun.
Yeah, he goes all right. But playing for the Melbourne Stars tonight. However, a weird kind of scenario. So we had to quarantine, I think, for 7 days. I think it was
just 7. Why not 2 weeks, Greeno?
48 hours. No, I think they've cut it back. They said if you're vaccinated now, you just got to do 7 days, maybe.
7. What's the difference?
But because he's come from Abu Dhabi, they said, look, you can now come to the cricket after your 7 days, but you're not allowed to come. You're not allowed to be in the same dressing room, and you got to stay away from your teammates.
That's right. It was during the Ashes coverage, and I think Brett Lee was commentating at the time. And when they explained to this, so he's going to be allowed to play, but he won't be able to share the dressing room with his teammates. So that's and Brett Lee's like, well, it'd be a shame if he took a wicket. Because then everybody would be jumping all over him and high-fiving. So that's, it's pretty weird, isn't it? Fucking nice Gary to Brett Lee.
Nice, Gary!
Because when he said that, I thought, I wonder if a producer's going to be straight in his ear and go, Brett, that's enough, mate.
Knock it off, mate. Knock it off. Safety first, Brett. Let's lock Brett down for a couple of weeks.
Let's
knock Warnie down just without a mic, though?
Let's teach Brett a little bit of a COVID fucking lesson, how serious COVID is. Just mentioning it in the wrong breath will get you locked down out of the fucking...
7-dayer.
The upside is they're not calling the game from the fucking ground anyway. So he can still do the coverage from lockdown.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's put them all on fucking Zoom. Yeah. Warnie wanders in naked and they go, oh my God, Warnie, the camera's on. He goes, yeah, I know.
Hello, we're good.
Yeah, I know. Have a look at that. What do you think of that? How's that, mate?
Warnie just keeps on muting everyone else's Zoom mic. So he can just keep talking incessantly about the same fucking thing over and over.
I don't mind Warnie in the box.
He's terrible. He's the worst on there. Him and Mark Waugh, it's a close tie for that one.
Really? You don't like June either?
Oh, both terrible.
I like Hussey. Hussey's probably...
Huss is great. Gilly's good.
Gilly's right.
You messaged me yesterday.
Kerry O'Keefe is the fuck.
Kerry O'Keefe's very good. But you messaged me yesterday about how much a certain commentator you're enjoying. I'm like, 100%.
Yeah.
And Isha Dua.
Yeah.
Flat out one of the best commentators in the business at the moment. She's absolutely killing it.
But again, she comes from like the Mark Nicholas school of, it's not like, see, Mark Howard, for example, he kind of calls Test cricket like he's calling a game of Little League World Series baseball.
Wolfy, blokey, Aussie, matey stuff. I don't like it.
Oh, have a look at that. Oh, what do you think? But
yeah,
Isha Gould's more like your type. It's, and in that British in the same thing as Mark Nicholas, right? In that British accent.
Yeah.
It's more subtle, Greeno. And it's more like,
Yeah.
you know, Pope in his last innings faced a lot of leg spin, and I'll have you know that he performed quite admirably. And it's just like there's something to that about cricket. You know, I'm sure a lot of people out there hate her too, but I don't. I reckon.
No, she's great.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
It's an interesting scenario where I don't like the fact that the likes of Brayshaw, Warren, Howard have now got me craving for Mark Nicholas.
Bring back Mark Nicholas. What's Mark Nicholas doing anyway? He must have signed a long-term deal.
Stuff, right?
Yeah, but did he sign like a long-term deal with Nine, and therefore he's just locked in and he can't go anywhere else? Because Huss was on Nine, Warney was on Nine. AB's been on Nine at some point, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I think like when they're talking about the main men, like it's kind of like if they try to bring over Bill Laurie or whatever. Right. I think there's certain people that they're like, these are the Channel 9 personalities. They're the main broadcasters.
Well, sometimes it works too, though. Remember when the V8 supercars left Channel 7? No, they left Channel 10 and went back to Channel 7. And they were like,
all of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were like, but it had to be because, like, Neil Crompton, I can't imagine watching a V8 supercars race without Neil Crompton in the commentary box. And
Mark Larkham doing the pit stuff.
Mark Larkham, he's so fucking energetic. Did you end up watching a bit of Bathurst? I saw a bit of it.
Well, I didn't see much of it. I saw, like I said, I was at a kid's birthday party all day and there was no TVs on. So I missed 90% of the race. I got home for the final 20 laps, which is the best part anyway. So
I like the stuff in the middle. I like the grind in it because I want to know the story. I can't walk in on the last bit of a movie and give a fuck. You know, I want to know the story that led up to why are these people in the room holding a bloody knife? You know, I need to know that.
I agree with you. In a perfect world, I would have sat on my ass all day, sinking tins and watching sport. But,
sinking tins, mate.
I didn't. I was out at a second birthday party.
You dick!
Missed it. Should have had it streaming on the phone, Greeno. Go out there and get your KO. If I hear one more KO promo during the Ashes, I'm going to throw my laptop through the fucking window. And it's Mark fucking Howard every few overs. Oh, the kids, they're watching the KO. Look at the KO out there. KO. Does he get a bonus or something? Is it like put in the promo code? Yeah. Put in the promo code Howie, and you know you get 10% off your fucking KO sub, Greeno. He's just non-stop on the K. All right, I get it, mate. It's good. We know. We're watching it. Fuck.
Well, that's the advantage of like having it on the background at work, I guess, because the mics, the volume is always low, so I don't have to listen to the commentary. I just hear enough that I know kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
So haven't had to deal with much ads, haven't had to deal with much Howie bullshit. But yeah, back to your point of like I could have whipped out the phone and thought a bit in a pro. I thought I don't want to be that dude. I don't want to be the rude guy who's sitting in the corner, just watching his phone, watching a race. I'm meant to be interacting watching my kid, you know.
Well, but I guarantee you, right? If you were at this kid's birthday party, you pulled out the phone. Just say you pulled out the phone in the dark corner, and you just start watching the fucking cricket, Greeno. I guarantee you that within 5 minutes, if there was another man at this kid's birthday party, he would wander over. He'd be like, "What are you watching?" Oh, have you got the cricket on? Oh, yeah, we going all right, are we? And next thing you know, 2 becomes 4, becomes, you know, and then every man in the neighborhood will be in that dark corner with you watching the cricket. Huddled around the phone. It's like when you see a guy like doing something on the engine on the car in the street. You know, if like once upon a time, a guy would be doing some mechanical things on his car. And if another man in the neighborhood sees that, they gravitate over to it. But our generation is not the type that does shit to cars. We watch phones.
Yeah.
We're like, check out this video. Look at what I'm watching. And that's how we gravitate around, Green.
Nice, Gary!
So you could have got out of that, but you missed it.
I could have. It's an interesting dynamic, though, because it's the wife's friends. So I don't know anyone.
So fuck them then.
So I'm kind of like, I don't want to be that. Like, if it was one of my mates, but I just go put their TV on.
Yeah.
I got rock up to your house for a birthday. I'm like, well, mate,
dude,
that's
cricket.
TV on. But yeah, people I don't know thought, I'll try and do the right thing.
I'm going to try and fool these. I'm going to try and fool these people into thinking I'm a good guy by just going along with it instead of flipping their TV on and like just putting your feet up on their coffee table. It's like, look at this, boys. We're 3 for 25. Look at that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I give a quick? I'll give a quick nice Gary to the host of
nice Gary.
They for the food they got a hot dog cart.
Oh really?
So they literally got a dude who did proper American hot dogs and like a vendor. You went up and you put on all the different toppings. There was like 10 different toppings to choose from. You squeeze your own sauce. It was pretty good. So out of the options for kids party food, a dude literally like wheeling out hot dogs. Pretty good.
There you go. That's a fucking great idea. It was only the other day my wife was telling me how they had like they were told they were going to have a catered work thing, right? But the food was being served out the front of the building, like on the street. So, but it's just like not in a restaurant or anything, not in a hall, just out the front of the building on the street. That's where you're getting served. But that's exactly what I said. I said, so hang on, it's catered. And she said, yeah. And I said, so what, are they just going to pull a fucking kebab truck up? Just like line everyone up and start giving them kebabs. Like, what else would you do? It's fucking weird, eh?
It's a very dodgy kebab.
Yes, because COVID, Greeno.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got to be safe out there.
Nothing says safety like having food handled and cooked outside.
Yeah, outside in a filthy kebab carrier.
With no refrigeration. Yeah, no, it sounds like a great idea. Can we I put it down as a story time, but it's actually a dick move. Can we do a bit of a dick move? I want to give a dick move to the James Squires Corporation. If I can.
The beer place? The beer company?
The beer place, that's correct. So James Squires 150 Lashes is my beer of choice.
Yeah.
Aside from Budweiser, I don't drink anything else.
I like the golden ale one, but I haven't had it for a while. But that's
not bad. But 150 for me is the peak of beers, and I'm like I'm sick of scrimping and saving. If I'm going to drink beer, I'm going to drink good beer. I'm going to drink 150 Lashes. Now, we had a nice little arrangement, me and the James Squires people. I buy your beers, you package them in a certain way.
Yep.
I drink them, I hand over my money, everyone's happy.
Everyone gets fucking paid off in the end. It's a good arrangement we've got here.
It's a good win. Now, someone up there at the Squires factory, some smart dick, they've got a consultant in, I guarantee what's happened.
Oh, no.
They've got a consultant in. They're like, look, we want to change the way these things are packaged. Instead of putting your 6-packs in this nice little convenient carrying container where everything has its own individual slot and you've got a nice little handle you can lift your beers in. Okay, we're now just gonna put the cardboard outside the 6-pack so everything's kind of loose and jiggly in the middle.
Oh. I hate those 6-packs, Greeno.
I hate those 6-packs. So for some reason, James Squires have changed their packaging now, so their 6-packs are no longer in the convenient little hand where everyone's got its own little slot and everything's got a little bit of cardboard around it, so nothing clinks together. Now, as soon as you take one beer out of a 6-pack, it's fucking open season. Everything's loose. Everything's falling out.
They're sliding out of the fridge. They're dropping on the shelf. They're
dropping on the shelf. I take one out, then it's a collapsible. It's a domino effect now out of the convenient thing. So dick move to whoever fucking signed that off. Whoever suggested it firstly, and secondly, whoever signed it off and put that into action.
Yeah. It's disgraceful. It's disgusting. Do you reckon they think it looks more sexy or something? Do you reckon they think it looks more fancy as opposed to if you can just grab the beers, like the top of the beer, and you can hold the whole 6-pack by holding one beer because it's all nice and snug with the cardboard wrapped around them the way it's supposed to be? Do you reckon that's too working class or something? So they're trying to make them look, because you know what? Crownies come in that kind of a 6-pack holder. Other ones like Beck's and stuff come in that kind of a 6-pack holder, right? I think even I don't think Buds do, but I think Cor's might.
No, Buds are the carry case like Squires used to have.
Yes. So, I wonder if they just think it like they've got some fucking brand expert, whatever. How did you refer to them? A consultant.
Definitely a consultant.
They got one of the Bobs
on the books. They've paid someone's cousin to come in and offer their advice.
So I reckon they're straight out of uni or something. And right,
100%. They've done a marketing degree, or they studied at TAFE. Yeah. They did like a night course.
They don't actually drink beer, No,
never had a beer in their life.
No. No, at their poetry readings, they're asked, "What do you do?" Oh, I'm doing marketing for a beer company. Oh, really? Do you? Oh, no, God, never touch the stuff. Oh, no, of course not. These idiots will believe anything. These beer drinkers,
Nice,
150 grand, 200 grand a year. Thanks for coming. And now we've got a 6-pack that doesn't work anymore.
Exactly, the 6-pack that just fucking goes everywhere now, and I can't carry it properly.
So you're going to be off them now? Is that it? Are you done? Because you are pretty cold and hard when it comes to consumer products. You'd be very, the day they fuck you over. You haven't had McDonald's for like 21 years or something.
Yeah, something like
Because
that.
and it started because you didn't like a veterans ad that they ran because wasn't it a room for like all of these veterans were in McDonald's and didn't they just start disappearing off the screen or something?
It was basically an Anzac Day ad where throughout the entire ad they not subliminally in the background of every veteran there was a McDonald's symbol somewhere. And I'm like, this is inappropriate. And I was personally offended by it. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to strike. And they're like, well, what are you going to do, dickhead? You just like, how are you going to show them? I'm like, well, I'm just not going to give them my money. And they're like, oh, let's see how long that lasts. 21 years at the moment. That's how long that's lasted.
Nice, Gary.
21-year boycott of McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's.
one man's struggle, ladies and gentlemen.
They'll make a documentary about it one day.
They will. Well, they better because what are they making documentaries about these days? Who fucking knows? I think they only make documentaries about movies now.
That's it.
Like, here's the story of this movie. It's like, come on, I just watched the movie.
I like it.
Aren't there any more whales or something?
Sure.
Go and shoot some more whales so we can have something to talk about.
Let's go. After this one, we'll go to a break. More Adele. We've been on a bit of an Adele kick the last couple of weeks, and we've fallen into the trap. We explained it last week. We've fallen into the trap of this faux media outrage. It's basically just a subliminal way to advertise Adele's album.
Correct.
She seems to be popping up in articles everywhere about the most random, weird, obscure things. So, firstly, there was the, being offended by the Channel 7 reporter who didn't apparently listen to her album.
Yeah,
Then it was,
but no, they didn't even lie about that one. She wasn't offended. I don't think she really fucking said anything at all on the matter, but it was just like, it was the PR companies. They plucked a few. They probably ran the Twitter accounts themselves, Greeno. So the Twitter accounts are out there going, oh my God, this is a fucking outrage. The PR companies pluck them. They send them off to their little glib little servants in the fucking corporate press who type up the little blogs, Greeno, and get the links out there on Twitter. Next thing you know, social media outrage over not listening to Adele's album. And so
exactly.
But she's in the result is she's in the news perpetually. The last time we saw this really full scale kind of attempt was with Meghan and fucking Harry, I reckon. Where for like a year they're trying to convince everybody what a wonderful couple they are and how awesome it would be for them to have a Netflix show. It's like, come on, man. You are never going to make these people likable. It's never going to happen.
And then they also do a special where they were talking about how they don't want to be in the limelight anymore.
Yeah, because it's all bullshit.
But they had to do that by doing an hour special with Oprah.
Exactly. Yeah, I joined in on reality TV because I really respect my privacy.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be around anybody. That's why I want cameras following me around 24 hours a day, filming me. We want to be the next Kardashians, basically, but that's because we really don't want to have a high profile.
Because we want our privacy.
Yeah, exactly. Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Either they're mind fucked or they think everyone else is.
Exactly. So the Adele thing went from that, then it went to the dude having to apologize about the Adele thing last week. To this week, they're just obviously running out of things to try and plug this fucking album in the news. Because this one popped up during the week. Seth Rogen smoked a ton of weed before Adele's CBS concert special. This was in the New York Post.
The New York Post, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't it like the oldest newspaper in the States?
Something like that.
I think it is.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it is.
Correct me if I'm wrong, our American listeners. Sounds about right. How is this
going well? It's going well at the New York Post, isn't it?
What is going on? Could I just ask, what the fuck? Why is Seth Rogen back in the consciousness?
Well, because the same thing's happening for him now. Because he put out a fucking kind of milk toast edgy boy tweet. Remember that thing where he was like, if whoever his Santa Inc., whatever his shitty fucking Christmas movie is. Right, and he put out a tweet saying something like basically, oh, it looks like I've upset all of the trolls and the white supremacists and the Nazis or whatever it fucking was. It was along those lines, typical shit.
Yeah.
And then I think, again, this is just another attempt. So now we're crossing the streams, Greeno. You're never supposed to cross the streams.
It's like two blokes at a urinal.
Exactly.
And hang on, what are you doing?
That's right.
Turn that way.
Adele's shaking her dick. He's shaking his dick. And they're getting each other's piss all over each other's trousers, Greeno.
That's it. This is a big splash. We don't want the splash.
So we've powered up the Adele outrage machine for a few weeks. We've powered up the Seth Rogen. So I think what's going to happen here is either there's going to be a movie written by Seth with Adele as like the love interest, or Seth is going to sing a duet with Adele, Greeno.
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later, Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
There's a place that we can go to watch old things. All the warm, fuzzy member berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on TAVshow.com.
Yes, welcome back to the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Remember, if you want to follow, you can do so via the little blue bird. Follow Greeno at the starting block. One word, drop the K at the end. Follow myself at BoogieBumper. Greeno, you know how you just kind of flick around through Twitter during the break? You know, you've got a couple of minutes just to relax, refocus. On my trending list from this morning, I've got something from BuzzFeed News here, and it is Britney Spears' eldest son is literally her clone, Greeno.
Ooh, that popped up in my feed a little bit earlier today. Yes. Interesting. Obviously, they don't understand the definition of clone.
Well, does that mean we can finally start chasing Britney Spears' son into the restroom?
Into the pisser.
With a telephoto lens.
Follow him just to double check. Yeah. Good call. Can we get that conservatorship in line pretty quickly?
Yeah, let's start taking away his pocket money now.
Yeah,
so
just for his own safety though.
Yeah, for his own safety, because it's all about safety, Granny. You got to protect people out there. Jesus Christ. Speaking of protecting people, I don't know if you saw this. I know we don't generally do a lot of political content on the show, Greeno, and there's a good reason for that.
This one though, this one's definitely.
Sometimes every now and then something's got to slip through the cracks. This was tweeted out earlier by, I don't know who Neri Zilber is. I'm going to assume they is a journalist because they have in their bio journalist, Greeno.
That's it, literally. Journalist, analyst, bylines.
Bylines. Okay, so thank you for the bylines. Nice, Gary! So he tweeted out, Finland's Prime Minister is 36 years old, went out clubbing till 4 a.m., left her work phone at home. Imagine imagine not taking the work phone on personal time, Greeno. Can you imagine? I know. Left the work phone at home and was therefore unreachable to get a text telling her she needed to quarantine. So how do you like that? The Finnish Prime Minister, Greeno, I mean, this bitch gets elected and she thinks she can go to the club whenever she wants. No.
Well,
We
what
sent you a
got me
text.
thinking.
We told you
Yeah.
to go home. So
Thing is,
even
though,
the
Damo,
prime minister,
obviously-
my point here is even the prime minister is basically being treated like a 5-year-old after school by a fucking mean babysitter.
Nice, Gary!
You can have the top job in the country and still be bossed around by the,
100%.
because of COVID.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
You're missing the big breaking story, though, Damo.
Mm.
Finnish Prime Minister was at the Albion Hotel in Parramatta.
Ah, nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary!
Went out clubbing till 4 a.m.
Yep.
Suddenly today, I'm looking. Hotspot.
Hot goss off the
Close
press.
contacts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd see her
Finnish
there, Greeno, and you'd walk up to her and you'd say, "What's a girl like you doing in a place like this?" And she'd go, "I don't speak English."
No English.
No English.
Nice, Gary!
I'm Finnish.
Firstly, though, tip of the hat to Finnish Prime Minister. 36 years of age, got the top job. Well
Yep.
done.
Going out clubbing.
Secondly, she's actually a bit of a stunner. Thirdly, still kicking on. Like, you'd assume if someone is that career driven to, leading a nation at 36 years of age, that maybe they're a bit more conservative and, I got to read the books, blah, blah, blah. No, she's like, fuck it, we're going out. Like, I'm 38 and there's no way I'm staying out till 4 a.m. So I'm going to give her a nice Gary.
Oh,
Nice, Gary!
she's energy. No one could accuse her of being low energy. You know what?
Exactly.
I would vote for this person regardless of what their politics are. Just because something
leadership.
like that is a real thing that happens.
Well, here's the question, though.
So it
How
just
did
speaks
she
to
pull up
being
the
a
next
real
day?
person, though. And that's like
Yeah.
good enough because you can argue and debate and you can rationalize and you can compromise with a rational person, Greeno. You can't compromise with an irrational person because they're irrational.
Yeah.
So just because she's 36 years old, went out to the club, left her work phone at home, and then couldn't get the text to say you need to quarantine, the fucking prime minister, so what, was going out clubbing. That's a rational, that's a normal person thing to do. So instantly I'm like, you know what, this is a reasonable person we're dealing with here. It's the ones who pretend like they don't do anything. They're the fucking problem. Those are the ones we need to weed out.
100% right. I'm also impressed. Like, obviously they were trying to call her as well. She did the right thing because imagine being on the other end of the call. You need to quarantine. What? You need to quarantine. What? Sorry, I can't hear you. I can't hear. I'll call you back. I can't hear you.
Get your hands in the air, make some noise.
So definite nice Gary to start on my ring.
Well done.
Can we get her to run for this car? Sure, there's an election coming up in Australia. It can't be far away.
No, didn't we have a big problem with people coming in on dual passports, running for office?
We're right.
We changed the rules, didn't we? So now you can go. All right.
Now's a good time actually because we're sneaking the Chinese kids in to get their uni money. So while we're doing it, we'll get the Finland PM in.
Yep. My first order of business as the new Australian Prime Minister is we need to make more snow.
Yeah. Too hot.
Finland works, and what I know in Finland is we have a lot of snow.
Hey, here's my homework for you for the next week. What I'm intrigued as to what a Finnish accent sounds like.
Well, we really only know Finnish accents from like the likes of Kimi Räikkönen, Mika Häkkinen, because we're fucking F1 nerds. Like, what other Finnish people? Tommy Mäkinen. Now he was a rally driver. Now, what other Finnish people are there?
That's it. It's the four. It's four of them.
Yeah.
It's Häkkinen. Yeah. It's Kimi. It's Sarah Marin, and that guy you just mentioned.
Tommy Mäkinen.
Tommy Mäkinen. That's it. There's only four people.
Yeah.
That's how she became PM. They're the option.
3 of them voted for her.
I did 2 because Kimi couldn't be asked showing up for the vote.
No, he showed up and he was like, "You want to make some fuck."
Nice, Gary!
Good. It's Kimi's final race on the weekend.
I know. It's sad, isn't it? He's finally giving it up. How old is he now, man? Like 43?
41, 42 perhaps. There,
he just keeps going, doesn't he? He's still a tough racer too. Like,
still races hard. The race on the week, I don't know if you call
I watched it. Yeah, I watched the replay like a couple of days later. It was fucking ridiculous what was going on.
That was the most chaotic F1 race I think I've seen in my life.
That was the only reason I watched it, because I was listening to like British radio for a couple of days before the Ashes, because I like to hear the Poms whinge before the game even starts, you know? So I was listening in, and they were talking about this F1 race non-stop for 2 days. I'm like, fine, I'll fucking watch it then. So I had to, and it was fucking nuts what was going on.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Nice, Gary.
Give me interesting to see. Final race
Lewis Hamilton careens into a fucking wall on turn 1. So Verstappen could just have a nice cruisy finish all the way to the checkered flag, Greeno. That'd be nice.
No, Verstappen's such a fucktwit.
But fuck Hamilton. Fuck Hamilton, though. I don't want him to get another one.
It's very similar to the Mark Nicholas situation. Verstappen is such a fuckwit. He's got me wanting Lewis Hamilton to win.
You know what, though? Verstappen reminds me of Lewis Hamilton when he was young. Honestly.
No, Lewis was always a clean driver. Verstappen's just fucking. He's got the Schumacher vibe where he's like, well, I just drive into him. That's what I'll do. Like he's too quick. Fuck it. I'll run him off the road.
It's another German, Greeno. Another one of these fucking Germans, because they're ruthless. They're just like, no, if I can win by killing a man, then of course, hand me the weapon. Hand me the weapon. I shoot him right now. I don't care.
I saw Christian Horner post yesterday. He did an interview where he's like, look, we assure you there'll be no dirty tactics from Max because we believe he's the better driver on the track. And I'm like, well, based on what we saw last weekend, no, he's not. Because the only way he could keep Lewis behind him was by literally running him off the track.
Boy, did he brake test him, or did Lewis run into him?
He definitely brake tested him. He's literally, if you look at that replay, he's in the middle of the road.
Does the telemetry show that he hit the brakes though?
He's in the middle of the track.
Yeah.
And then Lewis like, what the hell's going on here? He slowed up, and then he's like, he dead set brake tested me. So, poor form there. If you're gonna let the dude go, you got to let him by.
Yeah.
Get to the left hand side.
Yeah. I reckon he didn't do it like consciously to brake test him, but he had a flash of anger where he's like, all right, it was like this kind of like, all right, you want me to let him go past? I'll fucking let him go past. And you know what I mean? Like, fuck it. All right then. And I reckon as soon as he did it, he probably felt like a fucking idiot for doing it. You know what I mean? One of those. So that's why the story was spun like, no, he was letting him pass, because that's the first thing that blurted out of his mouth. He was like, I was fucking letting him pass because he wanted to get past. You know what I mean? Like, I reckon it was an aggro, crime of passion, don't they call it, Greeno?
Well, that's the first time I can remember in an F1 race a dude has been penalised 3 different times for dirty tactics.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before. And they were all legit. It's not like, that could have been either way. Like, okay, no, he cut the track and then cut him from him. There, Lewis was ahead, and then he just flat out ran him off the track. He just refused to brake.
Oh, don't make me want Lewis to win. Don't do
No, and that's the position I'm in. I don't like it, but I'm like, I don't like Verstappen that much.
I know,
and I'm like,
he's
now
a
you get me
cunt.
cheering for fucking Lewis Hamilton. I don't like it.
He's a cocksucker.
Dirty taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I was saying, what about Vettel like running around in 14th or 15th? And I just thought like, I just wonder if Sebastian Vettel's running around there at the back of the field and he's just watching Hamilton for all these years just go fucking championship after championship. And he must be thinking to himself, I can fucking beat that guy.
Yeah,
I can fucking beat him.
In the right car, he can.
But he's been driving pigs for the last 5 years, Greeno.
Well, he drove a Ferrari for 3 of those 5.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Ferrari's a pig.
Yeah. Ferrari goes through stages, though. They're shit for 10 years, and then they're good for a few years, and then they're shit for 10 years again.
Well, they were only good in the Schumacher era, and then they went shit again.
They had some moments with Vettel. Wasn't he close to a couple of championships?
Not close championships. He won some races, but he just definitely wasn't a championship contender.
It was the Red Bull versus Mercedes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, it was Red Bull versus Red Bull pretty much at that time. That was just when Red Bull were running away, and then Mercedes kind of took over and just dominated for 5 years. And this is the first year it's actually been a tight championship. So
I bet you Lewis is going to win. I'm going to fucking hate it. But then if Verstappen wins, we're going to be like, little cunt.
Fucking Verstappen. You got to remember, this is the dude that basically got Ricciardo shipped off Red Bull as well.
That's right, too. So they got rid of like the most marketable, friendly, outgoing, like the best kind of role model you could have. I hate that term. But the best one you could possibly have in F1 would be Daniel Ricciardo. He's fucking totally clean, positive, happy-go-lucky, like always big smile, like, hey, how you going, mate? Probably because he's an Australian and not some fucking miserable nihilist fucking German spoilt little fucking brat, you know, who's just like, no, fuck you, mate, run him off the road. I don't give a fuck, you know, instead of that. Or the guy, the pompous fucking British ass clown who sues the watch manufacturer that existed 100 years before he was fucking born because they happen to have the same name as him. Like, you know
Verstappen's Dutch, right?
Dutch, German, whatever. There's a blur there. There's a blur. Victor Von Schroom's going to fucking hate
this show is fucking so off the rails.
Victor Von Schroom. Well, I tell you what. Okay, he's Dutch. Well, he acts like a fucking German then.
He does definitely act like a German.
So, you know, I don't know if that's better or worse for you Dutchmen out there, but if he's Dutch, then he acts like a German cunt.
Yeah, exactly. We got off track. You talking about flicking on Twitter during the ad break. I did the same. I saw this. I don't know if you've seen it. Home Sweet Alone. They've decided to remake Home Alone in 2021.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And instead of like,
God,
you know, Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern, they've got a man and a woman now, bumbling crime idiots. They've made the
quality.
Kid they made the kid a bit nerdier.
Really? The whole appeal of Macaulay Culkin was that he was not a nerd. He was a misunderstood cool kid.
Exactly.
He was the one who was always getting in trouble. The nerd was fucking Fuller who wets the bed because he drinks too much Pepsi. That's nerd.
100%. Yes, sir. Give yourself a nice Gary.
Thank you, sir.
Nice, Gary.
Out of all the movies you could remake, why would you attempt to? Like, they already fucked up by making Home Alone 3.
Yeah.
Without Macaulay, they tried to like sack it for one more.
Home Alone 2 was too much. Home Alone should have just been Home Alone once and done.
Yeah, Home Alone 2 was watchable though. You can but they snuck that one in. I'm like, look, I can tolerate 2. 3 was terrible with a different one other than Macaulay. Now, if they bring Macaulay back, did we talk about this last week off memory? Where we were talking about having like an adult Macaulay at home?
I don't know. How often do we talk about Macaulay Culkin though? We probably talk about him a bit. I don't remember in reference to this though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did on last week.
So what is he? Is he back for this remake? Is he?
No, he's not.
Oh,
what I'm saying is you could make a remake of Home Alone where Macaulay's an adult lost at home.
Is Macaulay Culkin the only child actor who has dignity? Is he? Because does it remember in his 20s and stuff, he just kind of wanted to get high and fuck the models, and he just is like he basically said to the world, just fucking leave me alone, I'm done.
Yeah, I got my millions, I'm sweet.
Yeah, I made my Christmas classic for the ages, and I'm out. Yeah. See you later. And he was you know, he did the usual struggling artist thing. He played in a band for a while, but he's never been a moaner or a whiner about it, has he? He's just kind of like, no, everything's cool. I'm good.
Like, yeah, it's cool. All right, this is what it is. I got my money.
And he gives the paparazzi and the fucking like the leeches in social media. He gives them nothing. You know, there's never really anything. You know, there's never a controversy or anything from him or anything, is there? He just kind of drifts along. He does his own thing.
Yeah, he's fine.
Right.
All good. I like him.
Right.
But he's a thought for you, Damo. He's an idea.
Okay.
He's how I'd like to do a Home Alone remake with Macaulay. Let's go. We'll do a Home Alone 4 if you will.
Yep.
Macaulay though, we're gonna have to wait a while. But he's a dementia patient, so it's like a grandpa. Yeah. And we left grandpa at home.
All right.
Again, the whole family. It's a reverse. You know,
but they do it. They do it intentionally. Like they lock him in the attic, and you know, leave a couple of bags of fucking dry dog food or something in there for him. They're like, all right, hopefully he'll figure it out by the time we get back.
Exactly. Yeah. But similar. It's the exact same movie, but you do it with an old dementia Macaulay instead of a young, and he's got to protect his house without remembering what his name is.
What if we make Macaulay the new old guy with the snow shovel, Greeno? So, but it will be Macaulay Culkin with the snow shovel, but the movie's all about him. So, you know, he's donking the criminals on the head with the snow shovel.
Yeah. Because he can't remember where he lives.
Yes.
He just stumbles into the new Macaulay's house and just freaks out the poor kid. I like it. Could be on something here.
So stupid.
Nice, Gary.
What are we doing?
Damo, it's a big moment. I don't want to pump it up too much, but it's time for some updates on Milo rankings.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because we only got one more show left before our Christmas break. So
we take a break, do we, over Christmas?
Oh well, Christmas Eve is our show. So, and
fuck doing
show on
that.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
No.
So final Milo rankings of the year. So we're tallying up the votes because I'm not going to do it next week for the end of the year. And Kimmy, our number one power rankings winner from what?
The all-time number one winner, because it only went for 1 year. Because after we scrapped it because there was too much infighting and fucking peckering, Greeno.
That's right. Yeah, we lost listeners because for some reason it was deemed inappropriate. They got frustrated by us ranking how low they were.
People wanted like the statistical rundown. They wanted countbacks done of the power ranking scores. So we had to scrap it. And then wasn't that after that we decided on Unity Day, Greeno?
Correct. Because we're like, there was too much anger over the power rankings. That was the original January activity on the block.
That's right.
It was the power rankings, and then there was too much anger, so we had to reunite the blockheads. We're coming up with
Gary!
Came full circle.
What an adventure.
But Kimmy sent us through this. She's like, she's very keen on the Milo rankings as well.
Yeah.
And she said, a new contender has entered the scene for consideration in the Milo rankings. We got the video.
We got the video, but he doesn't say anything about a dog. So
3 minutes 50 apparently.
This is 3 minutes 50 right here.
There we go. And I was able to get to know you very briefly. Like I said, I asked you if you were serious and if you were carrying live ammunition. You said yes.
Yep.
And then you gave me some directions, and that was pretty much the depth of our relationship for the next 8 minutes.
Yep. You were like, hey,
that doesn't sound like a dog.
That doesn't sound like a dog at all. But she backed it up with some happy snaps here. So apparently there's Kyle with the doggo next to him, Greeno, after a little trip on the beach.
Nice, Gary!
Doggos love the beach. They love to run around in there and jump in the water. And that one, he looks like he's had a good little swim, doesn't he? Look at that. And so that's Kyle Rittenhouse, and his dog is apparently, Greeno, named Milo.
Nice,
it is,
Gary!
100%.
Nice, Gary.
Now, the interesting thing is, so the original thought was, look, I think I finally found a Milo that I can rank lower than Milo Y.
Milo Yiannopoulos, who is outside the top 50 now at this point.
By far, the amount of Milos we found, he's definitely outside the top 50.
We've had different kinds of Milo the drink, Milo the candy. There was Milo Hot Bondi Boys edition, Greeno.
Hot Bondi Boys edition, 100% right. We had Milo the
Roman Emperor.
Milo, the Roman Emperor. Milo's coming
up the wazoo. That's right.
Exactly. So I was very excited, and we finally found one, Damo. Yeah. And then I was going through the back history of the Milos.
Yeah.
And then I realized that unfortunately this is a double up, because now I know it's that guy's dog that overlaps with soon to be dead dog Milo.
It's the JJ Stoner Spring Collection, the perfect attire for any and every occasion you can think of this season. Like we were in the mosh pit full of sweat and everyone's slapping, hitting, and pulling on you. This shit won't rip! Lunch at your favorite cafe? Brunch with the girls? These stylish ensembles will give you the confidence you need to look and feel your best. Or if you're getting arrested for possession, it comes with a built-in police stick-proof body armor. Keep swinging, pigs! Call now, and your order will come with a complimentary ounce of that dankest bubblegum slurricane that the South has to offer. Don't forget the wall tapestry! If you need to cover your wall, it works!
Hello, my name is Frozen Asian, and I'd like to tell you about my show, The Sunday Night Shit Show, every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Along with good conversations and laughing at funny and weird shit we find on the internet, we also have the Hat Cam, where I showcase my myriad of great-looking hats. Here is a testimonial from a great friend of mine who has enjoyed my hats lately.
I hope your next hat is a bullet. Jesus Christ, what are you, fucking Asian Dick Tracy? What's wrong with you? Why do you have to ruin my evening? Like, I was gonna just listen to my buds do their show, and you just gotta do this. You do the show without the
hat. So you're not enjoying it?
No.
Dude, Asian
Oh, come
Dick
on.
Tracy.
Secretly, you enjoy it.
You look
No.
like you're going undercover in Argentina, but it's not working.
I hate you. I hate you. and I
Oh,
hate
come
your
on. You
stupid
secretly love it.
No, I openly hate it.
And there you have it. So, subscribe to the Sunday Night Shit Show at youtube.com/Sunday Night Shit Show. And hope to see you there on Sunday nights. Bye.
Welcome to The Starting Block. Follow on Twitter at The Starting Block. Drop the K at the end. Find the podcast on iTunes or on tavshow.com.
Yes, back in the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Damo, a bit of Uni Day news just to kick us off for the final segment of the show. Normally do it the second segment, but that thing was already running long, so nipped in the bud. We made the big announcement last week that we were trying to find a bit more balance when it came to the show. So Uni Day, it's fast approaching. We're only a bit over a month away.
Yeah, it's gone so quick, Greeno. I mean, with the lockdowns, you can't believe how difficult it's been to get face-to-face with Bruno Lucia, Greeno. It's almost like he doesn't even want to talk to us. But it's mostly because of the government restrictions and the lockdowns and whatnot. And, hopefully just 2 more weeks, everyone, of course.
We're all good.
2 more weeks and we'll be back to normal again, It's just around the corner. We're all in this together, right?
All together. So we last week, to add to the already pretty impressive sleazeball lineup of Bruno Lucia and John Getz, last week, for the purposes of balance, someone who can stand up to him, was we brought in Anna Klumsky from My Girl.
From My Girl, because she's been through so much.
Exactly.
That's why we were talking about Macaulay Culkin.
That's right, 100% right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I swear we were talking about Macaulay last week.
Yeah.
But the blockheads are like, look, I don't think that's fair. You've got your Klumsky, but she's got to fight off both Lucia and Getz.
Yeah, so they can double team her.
Yeah, exactly. Which look, Anna's she's definitely a strong broad, if you will. But I still feel that the power of the Chicken Babes and John Getz might be a bit too much for her.
What if she's a creative type though, Greeno? What if she got Bruno Lucia and John Getz to face off against each other in order to be the alpha creep around her?
Oh, okay, yeah, she could.
There might
She
be
could.
a bit of
I
pecking
think Anna
order
might have
stuff
it.
going on.
Yeah, she might have that in her back pocket. But just in case that doesn't work, the blockheads have demanded a bit more balance.
Okay.
So to go with Anna Klumsky, I needed someone who's strong, someone who can battle the likes of Lucia and Getz,
Right.
if worse comes to worse.
Like, are you speaking like battle is in violence,
If it needs be.
or a
So,
battle of wits, Greeno?
A bit of both.
Okay.
So to cover both bases, had to go the next Karate Kid, Hilary Swank.
Nice,
We'll
be joining us on Unity Day.
Day.
Now
Anna Klumsky.
what's Hillary going to do on Unity Day though? What's her primary focus? Because as you all know, Greeno, we all
She'll
have
be doing
tasks.
karate lessons, sir.
Usually I'm up in the tower. I'm kind of coordinating different things. Like for example, Eden Gahar's Garden of Eden. We had to direct the manure truck in so he could back up to the garden so the kids could spread the shit around. And then of course during the Dean Hutton saga, you were down there tending to the children with third-degree burns, Greeno. And I was up there trying to clear space using, talking to security, trying to coordinate everyone, open up so we can get the ambulance in there to the kids because there's kids dying out there because of what Dean's doing to them. So, we all have different roles, you see. Now, I'm wondering what's Hilary Swank, what's her role going to be on Unity Day? How's she going to participate?
I think given her background of being the next Karate Kid, I think karate lessons.
Karate lessons.
I think she'll be putting on a performance piece, if you will, showing the beautiful art taught to her by Mr. Miyagi, and then basically just kicking 7 types of shit out of anyone who gets near her vicinity.
Out of the children, hopefully.
Yeah, possibly. No, it doesn't matter. Once again, this is unity, right?
Yeah. So
Everyone's
it's not
equal.
it's not kiddies, but we need to think about the kiddies, because if we entertain the kiddies, that'll bring the parents green on and the parents bring the wallets.
Yeah, but if you think about it, some parents would like to see 6 different shades of shit kicked out of their kids by Hillary Swank.
Who wouldn't? I mean, what an opportunity.
So there's a bit of sale appeal there.
Yes.
Of
That's
like,
true.
hey, little Jimmy has been a bit smart in the mouth the last couple of weeks. School holidays are just coming to an end.
Yep.
Hey, let's take him down to Uni Day. Hillary will give him a bit of a scissor kick.
Hillary will smack some respect into him.
Exactly. So
it'll have people fucking sitting back wishing that Dean Hutton would come back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. So you raise a good point, actually. I guess we got our names.
Yeah.
Have we allocated jobs yet? Now we now got Hillary doing the karate lessons.
Well, this is normally Troy's area of expertise.
It is.
So we're struggling without him on board.
I think Anna Klumsky is going to be doing a honey. Yeah. She's going to be teaching the kids how to get honey out of bees.
You don't get honey out of bees. You just collect it after it's out.
Yeah, but should be doing.
You don't milk them or anything.
Should be donning the suit.
Oh, the beekeeper suit.
How to get a hive.
So that's good, because how will anyone even know that it's Anna Klumsky? You know what? It's Anna Klumsky because she's wearing the suit the whole time. Because since My Girl, she's been had a terrible phobia of bees. So wherever she goes, that's why no one's seen her in 30 years, Greeno.
Exactly.
She's walking around LA somewhere in a beekeeper outfit.
This is a role made for Anna Klumsky right here.
So we're going to have Anna Klumsky on the stage during Unity Day in the beekeeper outfit.
In the beekeeper outfit, correct.
And someone in the audience at some point is going to say something like, oh, that could be anyone up there. And then we'll have security remove them.
No, we won't need security because we've got Hillary suit.
Hillary Swank will kick the shit out of him.
6 different shades of shit out of him. It's all coming together, as it always does with you.
She'll teach your kids how to kick the shit out of you.
Yeah.
If you dare suggest that that's not actually Anna Klumsky underneath the beekeeper mask, Greeno.
Correct. See, this is coming together beautifully,
it is.
as it always does.
Look at that.
I like it. Let's get to some cricket. Because we talked to Ajaz briefly before.
Nice,
we got a new Australian captain, Cap Cor Pat. We used to have Cap Cor Cat for Simon Caddish.
That's right.
When he was the New South Wales captain. Now we've got an Australian captain and a Penrith boy in himself.
Penrith boy all the way, fucking great, all the way to the top. Now,
Exactly.
Michael Clark was represented as a Penrith boy, but was he really a Penrith boy? I don't think he really was.
No, definitely not.
He kind of played out here for a little bit or something, didn't he?
No, you kind of like he definitely wasn't Penrith. He was kind of like he went to a rich sports school, effectively, Michael Clark. So.
Did he go to Wentworth? Is it Wentworth boys?
Westfields, I think, wasn't it?
West something west.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever he went to, it definitely wasn't out west. But we never got our boy Pat. Now
it was called West, but it's not West. Okay.
No.
All right.
Westfield.
West.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's the shopping centre.
Yeah, but it's called Westfield Sports High.
Is it really? Maybe the shopping centre. Maybe they're just training them up to be good fucking trolley boys, Greeno.
Well, that's where most of them end up.
Either that or in prison.
Nice,
yeah. Westfield Sports High School in Fairfield West.
Shout out to the Parramatta fans out there.
That's it. Westfield Sports High. Yep. But Paddy Cummins, we gave a lot of shit because he had a Cricket Australia contract for so many years, and he was always injured, and we referred to him as Cotton Wool Cummins. Yep. But I swear, why do we keep on? Why are they paying this dude? Like, give someone else the contract.
Yes,
but
we fucking hammered that for years. Like, why are we still paying this fucking kid to sit there and be injured every year? Come on, this is ridiculous.
But I think he's paid back that money in spades over the last couple of years.
No, I demand 10 years after the day of his retirement, 10 years in the salt mine, Greeno.
Just to pay that money back.
10 years peeling potatoes in a kitchen somewhere. Just keep backing them in. No, we'll let you do the captain's book. You'll be able to get on the commentary team once you finish that truckload of spuds. Then your debt's paid off.
Yeah, I like it.
Good.
A couple of stats, though.
I'm a stat man.
I'm a scat man.
After his 5 for 38 in the first innings, he now has the best average for a bowler in 58 years.
Really?
21.18. He has the best strike rate.
So that's better than the fucking Pidge as well, because Pidge was down there, wasn't he? Like 24 or 25?
24, I think it was.
23?
Yeah, off the top of my head. Yep, there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
I think it was 24, yeah. Best strike rate in 113 years.
Really? For like 40, all of them or just Australians?
All Australians, yeah.
Yeah, right.
This is Australians. But 113 years, he's got the best strike rate of 46.2 in 113 years. That's Cor Pat.
But it's kind of like when he was younger, it surprises me how good he actually is, Greeno, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like,
explain.
Well, because when he was younger, he was kind of like a fiber and he was faster before he got injured.
He was quick, yeah.
He was like a 151, 152 kind of bowler.
Yeah, he was. He was just out and out pace.
He was just pure pace and venom at like 17 years old. But so that's when he I think he played his first Shield game when he was like 17, if I'm not mistaken.
He was, yeah, because that's the year he played the Shield final, we bowled him for like 45
overs and broke him in half, basically.
Broke him in half, and then it took forever for him to come back.
Yeah, and so I'm surprised because when you watch him, like he's like the Pete Sampras of cricket. Okay, so you don't remember Pete Sampras for having the best like the fastest serve. And you don't remember Pete Sampras for having the best backhand or the best forehand or the best volley. But you remember Pete Sampras because he was really fucking good at all of them. You know what I mean? But he wasn't the best at any of them. That he was really good at all of them. So for Cummins, for example, like he's not as like accurate, I don't think, as like say Hazelwood is.
He's not
as fast as Stark. But he does bowl like at 138, 139, 140 on the reg, and he's accurate like fucking 85% of the time. And the combination of those two stats make him the best bowler in the world.
Yeah, number one ranked bowler.
That's what I mean when I'm like I'm always surprised at just how good he really is, because when you hear stats like that, because when you watch him, of course he's good, but it's like. It's not like, you don't get the impression like, oh, he's overwhelming them or anything. He just fucking takes wickets. He's just good at everything. Like, so I hope that makes sense.
No, 100%. No, definitely 100% accurate. It's a good analogy. Because, back when he first started, he was the Mitchell Stark. He was the pace man. He was the guy that he's basically meant to be the next Brett Lee.
He was like all arms and legs, and didn't he fucking fire it in, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But he's just come on leaps and bounds, become a more consistent bowler. Yep. So good to watch.
Best in the world.
Let's hoping to get some fucking wickets tomorrow, because today was a bit of a chore.
It's going to have to happen in the morning. How soon till the new ball? Isn't it like 8 overs or something?
8 overs, but they're saying Hazelwood's injured, so he's not going to be able to take the new ball.
Well, that's all right. Then Cummins and Stark will take the new ball. And then we'll throw Green on first change, because he bowled really well.
He bowled very good. He almost got that wicket last ball too.
He was fucking bowling some angry stuff too, wasn't he? Like,
he
such a nice, he's such a nice kind of softly spoken, placid kid. And someone must have said something to him like, mate, look at the size of you. You're fucking huge, right? You're a beast. Fucking act like it. I reckon someone said something to him like that, because he's so like polite and timid. He's like a gentle giant. But then today you could see it in his face. He was like, fuck these cunts. All of a sudden he had the rage in him, and next thing you know, he's whizzing them past their fucking chin. Like, whoa, fuck, where did that come from? They thought he was a bunny before that.
I think it had to do with the fact that he left a ball that hit the top of off.
That's right. That also helps. That helps. He won't be doing that again. I bet you he nicks off to fucking second slip in the second innings.
Probably.
He's just blocking one he should have left.
I had a stat yesterday. His most frequent mode of dismissal is leaving. Or something like that.
Like
he has
6
an
or
insane
7
amount of leaves. Like, it's a really high percentage.
6 or 7 times he leaves it, because apparently he leaves a lot of them at the start of his innings, and they know it, so they just go for the top of off.
Bowl the top of off, exactly. Hit the fucking ball, Karen. Like, you're a good mate.
He's still better than Watto, though. Watto, they were just like, just stick it on his pads and he'll get out. Just bowl it at his pads and he can't help himself. He'll get out. Don't worry.
Let's go the opposite. Let's go to reverse. We're talking about the goodness of Paddy. Let's talk about the reverse of this. Let's go a little bit of Marcus Harris stat man, if we can.
Oh, okay.
I'm a stat man.
233 players have opened at least 20 times in test matches. When ordered by average, Marcus Harris comes in 223rd.
Nice, Gary!
So good, man.
At first, I always think, they're being rough on Harris, give him a chance. But 20 tests, that's enough. That's a chance. That's all right.
That's 40 innings. That's 40 innings at worst.
That's more tests than fucking well, no, Stuart Clark played like 24 tests, didn't he? So he got fuck all run because they picked him at the end of his career.
Yeah, and he was great. He was the best bowler in the world.
How many tests did Brad Hodge play? Like less than 10?
He played 4, didn't he?
4 tests, was it?
Yeah, and he averaged over 100, didn't he? Something ridiculous like that.
So Marcus Harris gets 20 tests and Brad Hodge got 4.
Yeah, but Brad Hodge played when Ricky Ponting was there.
As if you couldn't play, as if you couldn't slot Brad Hodge in like at number 5 and he'd still do the best job, you know?
Yeah.
When Damian Martin retired, they should have given it to Hodge.
I think that's what happened.
No, because they wouldn't play Ponting and Hodge in the same team together. So,
no, they did. Remember when we lost the 05 Ashes? That's when they came back and we just absolutely dominated for the next couple of years because we brought in Hodge and Punter was still there. So Hodge came in at 4 or 5.
No, wasn't he coming in at 5 or 6 even?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
So he only played 6 tests.
6 tests, fucking hell.
Brad Hodge. Yeah. And scored a double ton in that.
Ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah, would have played 50, 60 tests easy.
But, nothing against Marcus Harris. I mean, but he's had 20 tests now. That's all right. That's a fair clip. So would you give him Adelaide or would you just put Khawaja in?
I'm going, well, Marnus is basically opening anyway because fucking none of the openers seem to stick around.
It works so well with him at 3. Why mess it up,
Yeah, look, Aussie can open. I'd bring Aussie in. Aussie's a better option than Marcus Harris. You sent me a message going, who do we have after Warner retires? And we just flat out have no one. That's the problem. We've got a lot of really good middle order players that can come in, but just no openers.
This is what nerds Greeno and I are. We were talking about which young state players there are to replace Warner 2 years from now.
Exactly.
It's so who's coming up? Who have we got? Who's 18 and killing it?
Yeah.
Because we need to we're going to need to blood them now,
Like I said, we got Pekowski. He just can't stop getting concussions, though, so that's a concern. Yeah. But he's the future.
He's a fucking star.
He's
waiting
an absolute gun. And then
that kid Hunt, was it?
Yeah, Hunt who played for Australia A. I think
is it like Henry Hunt or something?
Henry Hunt, that's right.
Yeah.
5 tons, 550s over the course of he's only in his early 20s so far in his Shield career. Shitty average though, he only averages about 38, but I think it's because he was brought into the SA system really young.
Yep.
So his first year and a bit, he scored fuck all, and then since then, I think his average is closer to the 40,
and
50s.
he's also doing it in South Australia, who get fucking smashed every year. So it's a shitty team. So if you're scoring really good 550s and 500s in a fucking shitty team that bowlers target because they know they can smell blood when they go to Adelaide, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because their team's been so shit for so long. So if you're scoring runs in that kind of environment, then 38 isn't 30. 38's like fucking 60 in that kind of a team, because he's probably scoring more than everyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah. So and I think Labuschagne was averaging 35 or 36 when they brought him into the Aussie team.
When they brought him in, he just come back from he was really average actually. I was reading this during the week. Once again, fucking cricket nerd. I was reading about Sheffield Shield shit. Yeah. When he was
I listened to British talk radio so I could hear them talk about how shitty their team's going. And I want to hear about what county players they're going to send over halfway through the series, Greeno.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. They're talking about how Marcus Labuschagne, was averaging kind of only 28 for Queensland. And then he went and played, I think it was for Glamorgan.
Yep.
And just absolutely crushed her over there.
I think
he just changed his technique.
I think Andrew Simons played for them.
Maybe, yeah. Sounds about right. And then he came back and then started carving up.
Yeah, because you give him a little time on the fucking green pitches over in England, and all of a sudden they can see it a lot better.
Exactly. Suddenly the Australian flat tracks seem a lot easier to battle. So as Marnus, we're talking about Aussie as opener.
Yep.
Rick Finlay happened to reply to someone's message.
Sorry to interrupt. Incidentally, Chris Rogers got back into the Australian team by being so good on English wickets.
Spot on.
He was a really top English county player over there.
He was, but the thing with Chris Rogers though is he was always a good good player anyway in Australia, and he just never got picked.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, he's too old now, and then we just really struggled.
He got
We
picked
kept
for
picking young
Australia when
kids.
he was like 35, didn't he?
Yeah. A bit younger, but yeah, not far off. And then he went on to have an amazing career, averaged almost 50 in tests.
Same with Hussey. Hussey got picked way too late. Hussey,
30, yeah, he was 30. Yeah,
31, I think. Gilly was like 30.
Yeah, but he was waiting for Heels to finish. That was different.
Yeah, but that was the trend back when Australia was dominating world cricket, you couldn't get into the team until someone retired.
Spot on. Now,
So you'd be 30 years old before you'd be a 30-year-old fucking rookie in the Australian team. You know.
Usman Khawaja's average as an opener in 7 innings, 96.8.
Yeah. As an opener, he's a fucking weapon.
Yeah, so let's get Uzi in there instead of fucking Marcus Harris.
But I'm just, I love Uzi, and I've always been a big fucking fan of him, and I just love the way he plays, and he's just great to watch. Like, he's a really kind of graceful batsman,
Yeah.
But the thing with Uzi, I'm never confident when Uzi's at the crease, Like, I've never watched an Uzi innings and not felt like he could get out any time.
Anytime. Fair
and
call.
that's, because he looks really good, but when he gets out, he looks really bad, So
But here's the thing. You watch a Marcus Harris innings and it's over before you can even think he looks good.
Sure.
Or bad.
And, I watch when I see Labuschagne or Smith come to the crease, I think, all right, settle in. I'm confident that they're going to just nut it out.
They'll be there. Yeah.
Dig it out, especially Labuschagne. He's got such a good temperament on him. He reminds me of Justin Langer.
Yeah, a little bit. Like
just the tenacity, if you get hit in
the
the face, you jump up and smile at him kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
fuck you.
true.
That kind of thing. So, and Travis Head's got a bit of that. So were you surprised with Travis Head's 100? I was. I thought he'd fuck it up.
I didn't, because he's actually been in really good form so far this year. Yeah. So I was like, look, I was more concerned that he'd be not out in the end, actually. I'd be like, look, he's going to get stranded on 70 odd because none of the other batters can stick around. Thankfully, they did, because he just teed off yesterday.
Yeah.
Brings me to the question, though, why the hell, firstly, why did we drop Travis Head, who averages 40 in tests? And why was it such a shock that he got recalled? Like, averaging 40 in tests, averages close to 50 in Shield, I think. Plenty of form. It was his spot's under threat. Why? You got a number 5 who averages 40? Happy days.
To be honest, I don't know how you pick a test team after the last 12 months. So, like, why did he get dropped? I'm like, yeah, good question. But why is anyone in there either? Like, what's our last 12 months of test cricket been like, Greeno?
Well, last time we played was 12 months ago against India at
and
home.
We lost to an Indian B team at the Gabba, where we haven't lost for like nearly 40 years. So that's where we were at. And then all of a sudden, bang, no test cricket for 12 months. So, it's like, why did he get dropped? Okay, fair enough. Why didn't other people, like, they're going to be talking about Nathan Lyon. If he doesn't get this 400, if he does not get this 400th wicket, there's going to be so much talk. They'll play him at Adelaide, and hopefully he gets it at Adelaide too. I almost want, because they can't drop him surely on 399, can they?
Well, not even that. Like, I don't think he actually bowled that badly today. He bowled pretty well.
It's just without luck. It was a grind today.
And that's it. Like, if he's sitting there, if he's bowling like Jack Leach, fair call. Like,
that's true.
He gives you a couple of tests of that. You're like, all right, look, something's wrong. Like,
he's still holding an end down.
He's holding an end. He looked dangerous. Like, he was creating chances. There was a nick that the DRS, for some reason, they didn't bring the DRS over with him.
Yeah.
And it turns out he actually did nick it. He admitted after the day's play.
Well, and this is the bullshit different standards that we put on people, right? When Jack Leach was getting fucking tonked around the field like he was throwing underarms, right? They were smacking him all over the place. He went for like 120 off his first 10 overs or something ridiculous, like 20-20 type numbers, And they were saying, I think it was Kerry O'Keefe who was saying, like, no, it was Warren actually. Like, oh, okay, look, even if he doesn't take wickets, he just has to hold down an end. You've just got, at least that's your job as the spinner, like, in this team, in this part of the match, you just have to hold an end down. And if you can't do that, then you're at risk. So Nathan Lyon, he doesn't take a wicket either, but he does hold an end down. And Warney's like, oh, look, if he doesn't take a wicket, we've got to get rid of him, We've got to kick him. No, but look, to be fair, I don't think it was Warney that said that. I don't know if it was or not. But I mean, people, right, they'll say, on the one hand, Jack Leach, he's got to hold an end down, but then Nathan Lyon, not good enough if you hold an end down. No, you got to take wickets as well.
We're still, however many years later, still giving unrealistic expectations of what your spinner needs to do.
Yeah.
Like
he's exceeded expectations. Like his whole career is exceeding an expectation.
He's taken 399 Test wickets.
I know. He's ended up being our most successful off spinner in Australian cricket history.
In history, exactly. I feel for him. Like, yeah, he needs to. I don't know whether the 400. If he was bowling poorly, I'd be like, maybe the 400 thing's playing into his mind or whatever. It's not, because he's still bowling well. He's just there's no luck. Like he'll come away with another fifer or something, and everyone will shut up.
Today was a good batting day as well. Like. It wasn't a good day.
Yesterday, all they crapped on about was, the best day to bat in the Gabba is day 3.
Yeah.
And then when Lyon was getting, couldn't take a wicket, this is disappointing from Lyon. He's really got his spots under pressure. I'm like, hang on, you said yesterday this is fucking batting day.
And his first 10 overs, I think he only went for fucking 20
2.5
runs or something?
Yeah, 2.5 and over, something like that.
They started to get a hold of him later on, but fair enough.
Yeah,
I think he ended up.
Field out. Yeah.
I think he started averaging 3-3, 3-4, something like that.
He did all right.
Yeah, no, he bowled well. You're right, but he did start to get a little loose and maybe a little You can tell the 400's playing on him. Like he just needs to get that next one, and then he'll be fine.
He'll get it, and like I said, then he'll get a fifer. I guarantee it.
Yeah,
100%. He just needs that 400, then happy days.
Nice, Gary.
Let's talk. I don't want to talk about other cricket, but we will, because a bit of history. Ajaz, 10-wicket haul.
Yeah.
10 for 119. Only the third time ever someone's taken 10 wickets in an innings.
Was it Jim Laker did it once?
Yeah, Jim Laker and Anil Kumble.
Oh, right. Anil Kumble. That's right.
Yep. Spot on.
Anil Kumble.
10 for 119.
He was the gangly leg spinner from India who.
That's it. Who didn't spin the ball ever.
He didn't spin the ball, but what he could do, he could make it bounce at whatever height he wanted it to. So he could make it skid on. He could make it bounce at your waist. He could make it bounce up near your fucking shoulder if he wanted to. Like that was his whole trick. Was like he didn't spin it, but you didn't know how high it was going to bounce. He was a good fucking bowler.
He's a very good bowler.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ajaz Patel, well done. 10 wickets in innings. Unfortunately, to use a 12th man phrase, fuckload good it was, because New Zealand collapsed in response and ended up losing the test anyway. It took 10 weeks in innings.
That's right. I heard somebody say the other day, it's got to be the greatest ever performance in a cricket match in a losing side.
In a losing side. I've never seen that happen before. Anyone who takes 10 wickets in an innings.
Single-handedly, that means for our American friends, that single-handedly means this one guy got all of the other batsmen out, which has only ever happened 3 times in the history of the game.
In 200 years of cricket.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then they lost, which is just insane.
Team still lost. Unbelievable. Yeah. So well done there. Nice Gary to Ajaz.
Gary. Nice, Gary.
Now, I sent you a
New
video.
New Zealand's a good little fucking team, aren't they, Greeno?
Sorry?
The New Zealanders are a good little fucking team, aren't they? They're making some really good cricket players.
But they just lost.
Yeah, no, I know they just lost, but they're a fucking really good. If you've got a fucking leggy who can take 10 for, you're a pretty good fucking team. I know they just lost, but they've been
lost.
they were the number one-day team and test team for the last 3 or 4 years, weren't they?
Yeah, they just won the Test Championship. They're
a good fucking team. They lost a game.
Lost the
Everyone
One-Day World
loses a
Cup.
game.
They lost the T20 World Cup. So
they shouldn't. By right, they shouldn't even be anywhere near the top of world cricket. They're a country of 4 million people.
Yeah, that plays nothing but rugby.
It's basically the cricket community in New Zealand is like the size of Doonside. Yeah. That's the population in New Zealand who watches cricket. There's fuck all of them. It's all rugby. So for them to be anywhere near, it's amazing. They're at the top of the world and have been for fucking 50 years in rugby. And it's this tiny little country at the arsehole of the world. And at cricket, for the last, like we were just talking about, last 4 or 5 years, they've been basically dominating. Countries like India has over 1 billion people in it.
Yeah. And then how satisfying was it, though, when New Zealand beat him for the World Test Championship?
Absolutely.
Nice.
I was going for the New Zealanders. Fucking
me
get
too.
in there,
I was
cuzzy, bro.
I was always going for the New Zealanders in the T20 World Cup.
Until we had a chance. You wanted Australia to lose.
Well, I don't care if Australia lose. It's fine. Give the Kiwis.
We want to smash them, though, when we play them in one days. One days especially, and the test. But one days, I think, is more our thing. It's
got to be tests. Yeah, I don't want to lose any tests to the Kiwis, but they can have the T20s.
They can have the T20s, but don't we play a one-day comp against them every year, like 3 games?
Oh, the Chapel Hadley Trophy.
Yeah, I want to win that every year.
Oh, that one
That's
we wanna
important.
win. Yeah, that one's important.
Yeah. Okay. Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
I sent you a video. I think it's now been blocked since I sent it to you.
Yes, I was going to say dick move because...
You dick!
Greeno sent me this video. Hey, check out this video. It's really cool. The media has been disabled in response to a report by the copyright owner. So who's the copyright owner? It's got to be the cricket coverage.
Whoever the cricket company was, or the broadcaster was broadcasting it.
Probably
so,
probably Mark Howard jumping all over it to try and save KO money, Greeno.
Nice, Gary.
He gets 10% of every copyright he brings in.
Long and short of it is, this dude wanted to send up a referral to say, hey, can you check if I'm out or not when he was clean bowled?
When he was clean bowled. Like, what was he going to check, mate?
Even though he thought he was out LBW because he hit his pad and then hit the stumps. So he's like, no, I don't think that's hitting the stumps. And then he looked behind him. He sent it up for a referral and then looked behind and realized his stumps had been broken. So I think it was going to hit the stumps.
I'd like it to be overturned. Okay. DRS controversy.
Exactly. How about the sorry, I know the show's meant to end now, but how about the fucking no ball stuff in the Ashes? Once again, this show is now just me and you chatting.
Yeah. This is like the golden years of starting block, Greeno.
The no balls where they no one's checking,
letting them go all day.
Ben Stokes bowled 14 no balls in his first spell, and only one was called, and that was because it was a wicket, and they checked it upstairs.
Yeah, but how about the Poms? How about the Poms then blaming? Like, okay, here's the thing, right? The umpire clearly was doing a shitty job, not picking up 14 no balls.
No one's looking.
No one was looking. You know why? Because the technology, they think the camera is going to do it for them. So they're not looking for the no balls, right? So that's a shitty job. But then to come out and blame the umpire not picking up the no ball on the fact that he bowled the no ball in the first place is like, so basically one of the English coaches came out, the bowling coach came out and said, well, look, it would have been helpful if the umpire had have spotted one of the no balls earlier, and then he could have told Ben, and Ben would have adjusted his run up. Which he did. Did tell him. As if to say that once a fast bowler gets one no ball, they never get one again. That doesn't happen. That's not true. Of course,
there was a video that the umpire did say to him, like the 3 deliveries before, hey man, you better watch your front foot. Watch your front foot. I think that's pretty close.
Oh, he did he?
He did, yeah. There was a video at the lunch break.
So he's just a fucking liar then.
Yeah, I would have thought.
Fucking Pommy's lying during the Ashes. Who would have thunk it? Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Hey, I love it. I love it when the Poms stick true to character, don't you?
I love a rapid fire nice Gary. When you get all excited, you want to pump out a nice Gary. The fired up nice Gary. I love that. Have we got the new Travis Head soundbite yet?
No, I didn't get time to put it on the board, but I can play it though. We can preview it because I've got it right here in the DM. So let me just fucking bring that shit up, Greeno. Because I was watching the coverage, and I'm sure Greeno was watching the coverage too. And
I was watching, wasn't listening though. So I'm glad you texted me about it.
Oh yeah, so it was just one of those beautiful moments. If you don't know what cricket is, they have microphones in the stumps, which are the pieces of wood in the middle of the field that the batsman stands in front of. And of course, you have microphones there, so you can pick up little moments like this, Greeno, which is now going to become a soundbite. So it's going to become the opposite to Nice Gary.
The reverse Nice Gary.
That's right. So we're going to give Nice Garys, and then we're going to give these out, which is Travis Head, the Australian cricketer who scored 100 that day. This is his reaction after he missed a shot.
Oh, you cunt.
Nice Gary.
Nice Gary.
You want to hear it again?
Oh, you cunt. Nice, Gary.
Now, my question is the reverse Nice Gary, oh, you can't. Does that just take over Dick Move, though?
I think it will. I think we get rid of Dick Move.
And is replaced by, oh, you
because
can't.
There's no room on this board. We're going to have to get rid of something.
Oh, so I don't know.
We've got, I mean, can we really get rid of this?
I'm a Canberra Milk Kid.
So we can't get rid of the Canberra Milk Kid.
No,
we can't get rid of this.
In 4 years, but we're going to keep it.
We've got to keep that in case that
we've got to
guy.
keep Call Me Cow in case Cal Crutchley comes back and kicks some ass.
In case he comes out of retirement and wins a race again at the age of 50, maybe 10 years
Just
from
to
now.
be safe, yeah.
All right, we can't get rid of, but that's not rugby league. What else have we got?
That's fair
Doctor. Is that fucking show been cancelled yet? I hope so.
It's on repeats, so we better keep that to be safe.
I mean, look.
Chauvinist and sexist and
we definitely need that one.
What about the Creek Greeno?
I don't want to wait.
We could get rid of the Creek.
No, we can't get rid of the Creek.
No, because 2020's on and they're about to start sucking Sean Marsh's dick again. Talk about what a great 2020 player he is and how he should be picked in the Australian Test team one more time. We'll bring him in. We'll bring him in to replace Travis Head.
Travis, he's looking shaky. Fair call. I've got any plugs before we go, sir?
No, not really. I'll do a show tomorrow. That's it.
You doing a birthday show tomorrow?
Yeah, it's not a birthday show. It's just a show.
Just a show. Well, you did a big birthday bash last year.
I know. That's why I'm not doing it this year.
Yeah, fair enough. What's on the agenda? You got plenty on? Or
no, I really haven't done any prep now because like my whole working situation has changed. Green, I'm up during the day. My whole schedule's out of whack. So I'm actually, I what I do have in my little possession here is there was some kind of corporate media. I think it was like the Telegraph in the UK. You're going to be riveted by this shit. Yeah. There was some kind of thing from, I think it was the Telegraph in the UK who's done like a little mini documentary about why Kamala Harris is so unpopular now.
I think you're going to say Kamal. And I'm like, fuck, are you doing a Kamal?
No, Kamal lives forever. He's a fucking legend. Fuck Kamala Harris.
Why are people so unkind? Yeah, sorry, I missed.
So I thought I might have a little look at that. And then there's a couple other little things we can go through. But yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Australian time, Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday, birthday
Nice.
boy. Yeah.
Birthday boy.
There you go. All
Birthday
right.
boy.
That's it. Thanks to everyone for listening. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week.
Next week for our final show of the year, I think.
That's right. Last show of the year next week. So
check it out. It won't be much better than this one.
No.
So
well, any of them any good really to begin with?
Not really, but I just don't want people to get their hopes up because they hear like end of season finale. There might be a cliffhanger. I'll do a cliffhanger for Unity Day or something.
How about this? Don't tune in next week. It's going to be shit.
Yeah, terrible.
Beautiful.
Nerd.
All right.
Nerd.
Cool.
See you guys.
See you next week. Bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
if I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you the truth?